Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and welcome to episode 3 of Scrap Your Scraps. In today's episode, we will be working with our die cuts. I've been asked so many times on how to create clusters using your die cuts on one spread. And in this video, I'm going to share this fun technique with you. All I did was I started by creating these 3 circles using my Big Shot. Now, yes, I have bought myself a Big Shot. It's been sitting in my shopping cart for years, and I'm really excited about it. So I used my Big Shot to create these circles. I'm going to share with you how I will be using those circles in a little bit. But at first, I decided to trace my circles and then create these little clusters of die cuts. But I felt like I'm better off sticking down my paper. So I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive and then stick down my paper. I'm also trying to figure out what side of my paper that I want to use. And I decided to stick to white. I recommend that you use subtle pattern papers for this technique because you want to be able to use whatever die cuts you want. If you are using, let's say, or if I use that yellow side of my paper, I would be stuck with a certain color of die cuts, and I didn't want that. I really wanted to use whatever I wanted. So I definitely recommend sticking to subtle paper and colors that you would use or would be able to use whatever die cuts you want, if that makes sense. Anyways, I went ahead and stuck down all my papers. I'm going to start going through my die cuts. Now, I am going for die cuts that I usually would not use or have been sitting in my stash for a while. This is a great way to declutter and destash your stuff and use them. So I would never have used that typewriter or that donut. I think they've been in my stash forever. I can't remember what collection these were from. I'm also going to be using all these pink die cuts, or I'm going to try to. These were gifted to me when I purchased something online, and I definitely would have never bought this die cut pack, but they're in my stash, so I'm going to try to use them. And if I don't use them on the spread, I am definitely giving them away. I have this rule in my scrap room: if I can't use something or it's been in my stash and I try to use it, but then it doesn't work out, it's gone. I give it away either to my daughter's art teacher, I will give it to Goodwill or another scrappy friend, but I will not keep anything in my scrap room that I haven't used for a while. But anyways, this is all coming together really nicely. I'm just creating clusters in these circles. Now, I really recommend to use a shape to create your clusters. The reason behind that is because it makes your clusters neater and it makes the process easier. You could even create a large banner and then create a cluster on your banner. Now, to add more interest to my spread and my circles, I will be letting some of these die cuts kind of stick out from my circle, and not all of them are just sitting inside of the circle. It adds a lot of more interest to your spread. I will also be adding some embellishments outside of my circles. So I'm going to grab some word phrases. I'm going to add some flares and puffy stickers to add to these circles. You don't want to add everything inside the circle. You want to keep it kind of interesting and add that texture and let some of the things hang outside of your circle. And also, if you have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I definitely always say don't be afraid to cut down your ephemera and your die cuts. They are there to work for you. So if something is too big or something's not working, go for it. Just trim it down, use it, make it work for your spread. Now that I'm done with my clusters, I'm going to be using some word stickers here and there. I'm going to add them inside my circles and outside my circles to add some interest. I'll also be trying to add more black embellishments just to bring in the color to the left side of my page. I'm going to be adding more adhesive to my paper just to make sure that everything stays in its place. And then I want to start layering my photo. Of course, I'm going to use my scraps, but I'm not adding a lot of paper because this is a good way to use more die cuts to add them as layers for your photo. I'm going to try to use as many as I can from these die cuts. Now, they're not my favorite, and that's why I'm going to struggle a little bit trying to figure out how to use them. But I will end up using some of my own flowers from my stash because I love them, and I thought if I added flowers, the layering process would be easier and I would like it more, so that's what I did. I'm going to grab some of my own flowers and make these die cuts work. I am done layering my photo and decided to add a little flare button right in the center of my donut. I like using flare buttons in my traveler's notebook because it adds dimension and interest to my spread. But I know a lot of people don't because it adds a lot of bulk to your traveler's notebook. But I don't mind the bulkiness, so I use them in my spreads. But if you don't like bulkiness, definitely don't use flares. I'm also going to be adding some puffy stickers. Puffy stickers are a great way to add color and dimension without the bulkiness. So I'm going to add some puffy stickers here and there. And of course, I have to grab my Tim Holtz phrase booklet to add a little phrase right under my photo. Almost done with my spread. I'm just going to be adding some crystal drops around my circles, and then I call this layout done. I hope I was able to inspire you on a different way to use your die cuts by creating these little clusters on one spread. But I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!